everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, hi, my name is Jake, and today I am going to be showing you guys how to make a Roblox intro. As you can see right here. Unfortunately, this will be the last video I show you guys on how to make an intro because my account has been compromised. There is somebody else who has access to it, and I don't want to tell you guys about it or I might get hacked. So, I'm very sorry, but this is gonna be the final video for that. So without further ado, let's just get started. For this intro, I used Roblox Studio, and if you have not already, you can download it down below. When you open up Roblox Studio, you should have this interface. And what you want to do first, if you're making a game, is click View, then click Game Explorer. If you see something like this pop up, then go ahead and click New Model. Then click the plus icon on the far left and give your model a name. In this case, I named it Intro. Make sure you select the visibility as public because if it's private, people can't see it. But when you're done, go ahead and click Create. So what I did next was go over to the far left and I clicked Workspace. That's where all the parts and stuff will go. So on the far right, you can select parts, blocks, lights, cameras, effects, sound, etc. I selected a part and created a cube. I made the color gray so it wasn't really visible. Then I put the part in the center of the screen. Go ahead and select the part. Then go over to the properties on the far right and select the anchored option on the bottom right. What this does is allows you to scale the object without it falling. Also, you want to find the position. Go down to the bottom and set the Y value to around 1. This makes it elevated off the ground. Next, you want to select the part. Then under the Surface Appearance tab, go to the bottom and change the material to a decal. Here's where you will put the image for your intro. Click the thumbnail on the top right and upload your image. Then I went under the object type and changed it to billboardry. This makes it so the image follows the camera. Next, I found the size and adjusted it so the entire screen was filled. Under the Instance tab, you can also select the adornment to make it look better. I usually set it to outline, and if you scroll down, you can adjust the outline thickness to make it more thicker or thinner. After that, I went under the Content tab on the far right and added a camera. Then I moved it up a little bit and tweaked the zoom to make it closer to the screen. I also found the field of view and increased it to make it wider. After that, I went to the Lighting tab and made the environment dark. You can also tweak the brightness to make it a little brighter or darker. Next, I added a directional light and pointed it towards the image. After that, I also added an ambient light to fill the screen with light. Then I start scripting. The first script I added was called Camera Controller. Lua and I just copied this code right here. Essentially what this script does is allows you to move the camera forward, backward, up and down smoothly instead of instantly moving. And after adding this script, I added another one called Tween Device. Lua, which comes pre-packed with Roblox Studio. So after that, I went over to View and clicked Live View. Then I pressed play. Obviously, it was black because I made the environment dark. But if I held left mouse, then moved my mouse, you could see the image moved with the camera. And now onto the fun part, actually creating the animation itself. So I went back to the Model tab and I started a new scene. So I made the background dark. I added a part and made it the same color as the background. Then I added a brick color texture and pasted the color code right here, hex FO, FO, FO. And I scaled the part to make it the size of the screen. So I added another part and made it the size of the screen and placed it in the middle. And essentially what I did is copy and pasted this part throughout the entire animation. And I made some parts go backwards. So as you can see, I made the parts go up and down, back and forth, and then I made them zoom out. And this took me a while to do, but you can always take breaks. You don't have to do it all in one day. After that, I went under the camera tab and changed the zoom to 10 so it wouldn't be so close. And once I was happy with the movement, I made the camera follow the parts as they moved around. So essentially what I did is I have one part at the beginning, then I had 2 parts moving from the sides, and then 3 parts coming from the corners, and then 4 parts flying from everywhere. And then I have one big part that flies in from the middle. And each time a part flies in, I added a little lightning effect. And then there was another effect that I added afterwards where the screen kinda zooms in and out. To do this, I added a surface sequence and then I changed it to a gradient. I found the color to value and changed it to black. Then I increased the transparency to fade it in. I also added an animation and set the duration to 5 and I changed the type to sign. This adds a little animation to it. Then I found the keyframe, clicked the little square and changed the time to 0. Then I found the scale property, clicked the little square and set the X value to 2. This enlarges it. Then I went to the end, changed the time to 5 and set the X value to 1. This shrinks it. So essentially what this does is makes it zoom in and out. I added that multiple times and I made it repeat. So I went to the end, clicked the little plus and selected loop. After that, I added the camera movement. I also added a sound service to play some music in the background. So you would go under content, add a sound service, then add a sound. Then you would find the audioid and find a song you like, or you can use your own. And after that, I added a loop and set it to true. Then I added some lightning effects and I used the script right here. Essentially what this does is makes the lightning flash repeatedly. You can always go under the Properties tab and increase the frequency to make it happen faster or slower. And you can also change the length to make the lightning longer or shorter. You can also tweak the RGB values to make it different colors. After that, I made it random so it didn't happen at the same time each time. And I also added a slight delay before it started. So I added a wait function and set it to 5. After that, I added another script called localization.lua. This script allows you to have text on the screen. And I also added another script called uLibrary. Lua, which comes pre-packed with Roblox Studio. And I added a couple more scripts that I found online. So this is the code right here. Essentially what this does is creates text on the screen and animates it. So you can change the text and change the font size, and you can also add images. So as you can see, I had multiple of these scripts and each one displayed different things. Finally, I made the lighting change to add more effects. So I added a script called Lighting Service. Lua, which also came pre-packed with Roblox Studio. And I added this script right here. Essentially what this does is changes the brightness. So as you can see, I made the brightness change repeatedly. And just like the lightning, you can go under the Properties tab and change the frequency and the amount to change how fast it goes and how bright it gets. And finally, I added a little arrow. So I made a part, then added a brick color texture. And I changed it to white. Then I changed the material to a surface sequence. And essentially what I did is I waited until the other scripts finished running. Then I changed the brightness to 0 to make it black. I also played a sound when it turned black. And then I waited for a few seconds. Then I made the brightness go to 1 to make it white. So that is pretty much it. I know it looks a little glitchy, but that's because of the hack. So I'm very sorry. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you all next time. Bye!